Hi, my name is Barbara Farnsworth, Director of Elder Services for the Town of Hingham, and you're watching Getting to Know on HCAM TV.
On this episode of Getting to Know, we visit the Hingham Elder Services and meet the staff and volunteers who help take care of Hingham's senior residents. All this and more coming up on Getting to Know.
Hingham Elder Services is actually a municipal department, and our responsibility is to provide services and programs for Hingham's population 60 and older. We have a broad spectrum of programs and services, everything from wellness programming, fitness classes, recreational opportunities, and also helping people access benefits, answering questions with their medical insurance, Meals on Wheels. They could go to the town website and go to the Department of Elder Services. Our newsletter's posted there. A little bit about what we do is posted there. So there's a number of different ways to learn about what we do. We have the Senior Center here that's open Monday through Fridays from 8:30 to 4. And on any given day, there are a number of different programs, educational opportunities, fitness classes. Tuesdays is a great day for game day for anybody who likes to play cribbage, Scrabble. We have knitting. We have several support groups. We have a stroke support group that meets every Tuesday at 10 o'clock. We have a monthly Parkinson's support group. Once a month we have rest and relaxation with some meditation. We have reflexology, blood pressure clinics, congregate meal program. So it runs the whole gamut. We work very closely with several of the town departments, police, fire, recreation, visiting nurse association, again, some of the restaurants. So yes, we partner with several agencies. We wouldn't be able to do our jobs without all those organizations because of the kinds of services that they're able to provide and offer for the seniors of Hingham. And another classic example would be the health department. The town health nurse is here monthly doing monthly blood pressure clinics and has also done several educational programs for us. Elder Services was started in 1970. The official sort of name is the Council on Aging, and that was a warrant article at town meeting that brought us into accepting the state law that was created in 1955, whereas a municipality could create a council on aging to address the needs of elders. Our advisory board, who helps us set policy and procedures and oversees the operations of the Department of Elder Services.
I'm Gretchen Condon. I'm chair of the Hingham Council on Aging. We appoint various subcommittees, call meetings, help Barbara, as I say, with things that might come up. We work on some policy issues, and the most important thing is keeping up with our strategic plan. Our main goal is to help her and to plan for the future of the Senior Center and the Hingham Department of Elder Services. We just finished a few months ago a strategic plan, which we spent many months working on, and that strategic plan will take us through the next 5 years. We identified needs by a consultant contract that we got with the University of Boston, Mass. Boston Gerontology Department. They did a needs survey for Hingham for seniors. From that, we took some lessons for our strategic plan And our strategic plan has 9 sections dealing with all aspects of our department. And each year we go over the goals for that year, and we determine work plans, how to achieve the goals. I think some of the things that we especially are important to our seniors are transportation, especially medical appointments. Our outreach department is always looking for ways to help connect people. We do advocacy for the seniors, especially at the State House, because we do get some of our money from the state. And we are active in fundraising. We do an annual appeal to help bring money in for special programs. And events and celebrations such as our 90th birthday party and our volunteer luncheon. And we do many things that serve the seniors of Hingham. And I think probably along with the health and wellness offerings, the education offerings, the getting to work. If anybody wants to get back to work, we have job training. I think the most important thing we offer to our community is socialization for the many seniors who come into our welcoming and friendly space for programs to get together with others. This is especially important as people age and lose mobility and can't get around and become isolated. The socialization piece is extremely important. I know that from my many years working in senior housing before I retired and volunteered here.
I think the most rewarding part of the job is I have a wonderful staff. You can leave the office, you can go to meetings, you know things will run as they should. People are capable of making really good decisions.
As outreach coordinator, I provide services such as information and referral, hooking people up to different services that they might need. I assist with transportation scheduling into Boston for special appointments. Mostly as a referral source, making sure people get the services that they need. I got involved at Hingham Elder Services. I've been here for 3 years, and prior to that I had a couple of different positions at Town Hall, but I've been in the Elder Network or the Elder field for over 30 years in different capacities. So it's always been my interest, so that's how I got involved. Clearly the most rewarding part of the job is helping people when they are in dire need. I do speak to lots of caregivers, whether they're sons or daughters or husbands or wives, caring for an older person who has significant need, and clearly being able to refer them and help them through the system is the most rewarding part of the job.
I work behind the scenes a lot, so I work with the volunteers. I help schedule them. I make sure they're here. Replace them if necessary. I have a team of about 20 volunteer drivers, so I supervise them. I do all the class lists and getting the newsletter ready for the printer. All the sort of busy work. I also supervise the volunteer who does our data inputting. I think one of the most inspirational groups of people that come are the stroke support group, and I love working with them. I like to go out and help them in from the van. They're so courageous, many of them.
I am in charge for volunteer recruiting and training. We have over 150 volunteers that do anything from driving our vans to receptionist duties to meal servers to class instructors. And from time to time I will advertise our needs, and then I go through the interview process and find a good fit. I'm also in charge of programming. And that involves field trips. I plan 2 field trips a month usually, and one's Usually a very active trip to museum or Boston or Newport, and another one is for people that have limited mobility, and we will do things like coastal tours in our senior center van and have a nice lunch at a local restaurant. I was interested in the field of gerontology. I've been a stay-at-home mom for about 13 years, and I live in Hingham and have always had a special relationship with some of the elders in my life, and I just thought that my skill set would make a good fit with this population.
We would like to recognize those who give of themselves to help others. One of the greatest aspects of volunteerism is that there are so many different ways to do it. And sometimes we volunteer without even making conscious recognition of it. If it wasn't for you, transportation wouldn't be possible, newsletters would never arrive in a timely manner, lunches would not be served with such personal touches and efficiency, visitors would not be greeted with a warm smile and great service from our front desk, many individuals would not have their day brightened with your music. A great number of our activities would not take place, and there are so many, I could go on and on, but we have so many wonderful services at the Senior Center. These acts all deserve to be applauded. Your dedicated efforts and hard work are the backbone of elder services and bring maximum value to our Hingham community. Because of you, Hingham citizens, both young and old, reap many benefits, and their quality of life has been greatly improved. Thank you from the entire staff at the Senior Center for a job well done.
One thing we would not be able to do, we would not be able to operate with our volunteers, and I'd really like to thank them. We have a core of about 150 volunteers right now, and they man our reception desks, they teach classes, they do data input. One of our priority services is transportation. We operate a couple of vehicles. One primarily transports people to medical appointments in Hingham and surrounding communities. And then we also have transportation to grocery shopping, hairdressers appointments, the senior center, cultural events. Again, a wide variety of services for transportation needs.
How I got started, I retired, and I found that once the gardening time was over, I really wasn't up to doing make-do work. And so my wife suggested, well, why don't you go up and volunteer driving or something at the senior center? So I did that. And I did that probably for 4 or 5 months. And the original driver they had passed away. And they advertised for a new driver in the newsletter for a number of months. And they didn't seem to have any luck, so I finally went and I said to them, until I got a driver, I'd be more than happy to volunteer to drive the medical. I'm still waiting. That's 16, 17 years later. But it's been very rewarding, very nice. I've met some wonderful people. It's amazing the kinds of things that some of them have done. And I can't recall one single individual in all that time to whom I wish I had never driven them. They've all been very, very nice. As some of the clients would tell you, they don't know what they do if they didn't have the service. A lot of these people don't drive anymore, or they originally drove when they came into the elder housing or moved into the area. And for one reason or another, either infirmities or they've had accidents and they just feel that no more driving, or their families tell them no more driving. We don't have many services in terms of public transportation. You do have bus routes, but as Nora would tell you, if you live 3 or 4 blocks away and you use a walker, it's extremely difficult. What do you do for shopping? They can't use a cane and use a walker and carry, like, you know, their groceries. So the vans do take them down once a week and get them stocked up for the week. I take the back roads for only one reason, that I give these people an opportunity to get out of the house and to see a little bit of scenery, especially in the spring when the flowers and the bushes are up. What do you see on the Route 3? You know? But if you have the time, it's worth it to the person you're driving. And they'll comment on that quite frequently. How nice it was to drive in the back roads and so forth. Sometimes if I had 5 minutes, I'd stop and in a hot summer day and pull into the ice cream shop and say, what flavor do you want? I have 10 minutes. You know? Whoa, my God, they haven't had an ice cream like that in years. You know? We don't understand that these people sometimes don't get out of the house in weeks. You know? Oh my God, they get downstairs. You know, maybe you'd be out in front of the building, but I mean, you get in the car and drive and see the changes that are made, see how pretty everything looks. And so it kind of gets a dual purpose. They not only have their appointment, but they have a little time out.
One of the biggest benefits that I've learned from them is that health is a very important part of your life, and also attitude. A lot of the people that come in here, particularly those who are in their mid to late 60s, oftentimes think that they're coming into a setting that's going to be a lot of frail people, maybe some people who aren't quite at a great physical capacity, and they're very surprised at what they find. And even people who do have some physical ailments, their attitude, I think, is just amazing. That, you know, they get up every day, they keep themselves going, they come here, they look forward to being with their friends, and they just they take every day for what they can get out of it and for what it's worth.
I received a call from Barbara Farnsworth, who's the director here, and she was looking for an aerobics instructor, and the rest is history. I put together a lot of it is like dance aerobics almost, but I try to work on every muscle in the body from head to toe. When I design my classes, I take more contemporary songs and I put them, you know, to music, and then I establish a routine to each song. You know, you could be really active at any age. You shouldn't let anything stop you, and there's a sense of camaraderie here. They really, you know, have got to know one another, and they socialize outside of class, and just that no matter how, you know, I don't like to use the word old, but as you age or live longer, you shouldn't let any obstacles get in your way. You should push through them. We have a lot of fun here, so really come and join one of our classes. The first one you could observe for free, and if you take one, the first one is for free, so come on down.
So I teach a strength and balance class, Tuesdays and Thursdays. This class started out about 8 years ago with roughly 4 people, and now it's close to 40 people. So it's a wonderful class. We go through a warm-up first before you want to train any major muscles. And then we do strength exercises from head to toe, and interdispersed with balancing exercises. And I do love the fact that seniors have come up to me and said what benefit they've received from this class. They have developed strength and balance. So some seniors have said to me, I used to not be able to lift a heavy laundry container in the supermarket. I used to have someone else used to have to put it in my cart for me. And now I can lift up 2. And they didn't realize that, and it's definitely a benefit of this class. Other things, people have said that they have almost fallen, and their muscles are so strong that they've been able to catch themselves and not fall. And that's a benefit of being in a class like this. Fitness is not defined by age. Fitness is really defined by doing it, by consistency. So when someone comes to a strength class twice a week, they develop a fitness level that's very important to quality of life and everyday life. And I know some seniors are afraid to try strength training because they didn't grow up with it. But once you try it, and again, as evidenced by this class with so many people coming back, you get kind of addicted to it. You feel the benefits, and not only the physical benefits, but there's also a mental benefit from exercising with other people and enjoying that experience.
I'm also in charge of the technology programs, training. It's been a huge interest among our seniors and increasing interest in terms of wanting to learn about Facebook and iPads and different tablets so that they can either communicate with their family members that may not live near them, or just to be able to be more in touch with what's going on in the world.
The services that I provide for senior residents is iPad tutoring. Because I'm over 60, I get the newsletter, and in the newsletter they advertised for a volunteer to help people with iPad, and looked like fun, so came down and volunteered. The most rewarding part of my job is getting to know the seniors here and being able to help them out a little bit with technology. What I've learned from the seniors as I work with them is admiring their persistence in trying to keep up with everything that's modern, and even into their 90s I have students who are learning to do new things, and I've also learned a lot about the town of Hingham that I probably didn't know even though I lived here, by meeting people that have lived here for a long time.
We're open to any resident who is 60 and older, who lives in Hingham. And oftentimes, people who are in their 50s will call and ask if they can participate in certain programs and activities. And they're always more than welcome, provided that we don't have a limit. All they would need to do is give us a phone call. They can sit down and meet with our outreach worker, Kathy Glenzel, or myself, to learn more about the programs and services here.
I think of myself maybe more as a facilitator than a teacher. We're not really looking at making this an English composition class as much as fostering seniors' stories and material about their families. The basic thrust behind the class is to try to help folks pull together memories, stories about themselves as children, their parents, their grandparents, things that they can collect, document, share with others in the class, and create, I guess, really a permanent record that they can share with their families. And that helps them with is to really foster their memories, solidify their memories, and help them bring those things to the fore. I think it's a more of a mental situation and a camaraderie. The folks here tend to remember things in talking with others in the class that they may not have remembered otherwise. Everyone's memories build on everybody else's, and I think it's allowed them to really strengthen their own recollections from the past. I've learned a lot about a lot of things that have happened in their lives, and things that have happened, say, prior to I'm a little younger than most of the folks in the class, and I've been amazed at some of the things they remember, some of the stories they've been able to tell about their families. And I've also, I think, learned a little bit more about how to put together this type of class and to facilitate all of these guys working with one another. It's been a learning experience for me, definitely.
I taught public school art for 39 years and retired, and saw an article in the paper that the senior center needed an art teacher, and came in and said I would be glad to do it, and have been here 14 years. I teach drawing. And I call it drawing with color, because some people then go on and use watercolor. They'll bring watercolors to class, pastel, colored pencils. I carried colored pencils with me every week, and they get to use those if they want to. I have most medium. No, we don't do sculpture or anything, but basically I am a drawing teacher with these people. I enjoy them. Some of them have been coming back for 10 or 11 years to this class, and they enjoy it very much. A lot of them have become almost family. They're just, it's very rewarding because they've wanted to learn to draw, or they drew when they were in high school, and a lot of them just get back into something they've always wanted to do. And this senior center in Hingham is just a very wonderful place. They offer a broad scope of activities, and I wish more people would come in. You are not too young to be here. If you're over 60, you're not too old to be here. We have people of all ages and all types of activities. It's just a really good place to be, and wonderful people.
More often than not, everybody's very happy. It serves a purpose. We've seen people who've come, who've had some serious health issues, who've decided to take some of the fitness classes, and you've seen their physical health improve. We've seen people come in who have been widowed, very timid, shy, men and women, and quickly develop some really good friendships. So I think there's many different rewards as to being part of the Senior Center.
But the fact that people can come and get together with friends and meet new friends is very, very important for long-term physical and mental health. They have many, many, many stories to tell about the history of Hingham and actually the United States because they've lived through so many things. I think they are a lesson in endurance.
And just listening to some of the stories, a lot of life stories, and they've taught me a lot of patience and also the skill of listening. I think listening is huge when you're dealing with seniors.
You know, they've gone through lots in life, especially this current generation in their perhaps 80s. They've been able to forge through lots of challenges, and they just have a lot to offer, lots of wisdom, observation about how things have changed, and they're grounded. So I've just learned a lot from them, just their history.
There's a lot of different programs for everybody. I think you can be a young senior or an old senior and have a lot of different interests in between, and I think we do a very good job covering a wide range of activities and interests.
I think that the Senior Center provides a great link for people to keep them active within the community. There are many people who are intimidated by the terms Senior Center, Department of Elder Services, because none of us wants to think of ourselves as old. And it's important to get people through that door, and once they get through that door, they're usually sold on the whole aspect because so many activities are at their disposal once they get inside.
Thank you very much for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this or you learned something, and we'd love to see you here at the Hingham Elder Services.